We are going over. Look at my background. Probably don't need me singing. Hello everybody. Welcome to Live with Lil episode 14. We are a teenager proper now. BJ BRITT is not here. You will notice his box is not here. He is on his way over. But we thought we'd just start streaming now. Oh no.
That was me.
It wasn't me this time. Please don't let me forget to press play on.
Are we starting? Are we starting it right now?
No, but I'm just I was gonna wait for him. BJ is coming over. As far as we know.
Can you imagine he just walks in?
Yeah. Oh, he came over. Oh my gosh, I'd love that. Oh, hey. No, I was saying you just have to remind me to press play on the thing because I've changed where I am today and I think it's going to work great.
Press play on what, your clock?
On my clock.
Oh, okay, I'm with you.
At the same time as pressing play on my device, which I had to buy again on Amazon Prime. So.
What do you mean? You had to buy what again?
I had to buy the series again.
What? Why aren't you watching it on Netflix?
It ain't on Netflix in the UK.
Can you VPN it? You can't just VPN over to the States. I think I'm actually watching it on your Netflix account. Do we both have Netflix accounts? No, I think
just me. I have all the accounts.
No, I have an Apple. I have the Apple account.
You keep watching stuff on my account because I get to it, like Tehran that I'm watching, and all of a sudden I'm joining it at the wrong point, and it's very what's it?
Well, the Apple, someone's using my Apple account because I keep getting all these bills for movies.
Well, I think that's your mom. I don't think it's not me. Oh my gosh, who is here? What's the chat saying? I'm going to let BJ in.
The chat is saying they love the jackets, and it's on Disney Plus in the UK.
It's on Disney Plus. That must be why I have to pay for it on.
I've got a Disney Plus and a Hulu subscription too. Amex Platinum monthly credits, $20 a month.
Monkey mouse. BJ.
What's up?
What's going on?
What's going on?
BJ, we miss you.
I miss you all more. I miss you all.
What's going on? I'm like, I'll just catch him. I'll catch him.
Yeah, you catch him. You just catch him because I got a lot to give you. Oh my God, how are you all?
Oh, we're good. How are you?
I can't complain. You guys look so good. Wait, why didn't I wear mine? Look, I feel like.
Come on. We should have sent you one.
Yeah, we should have sent you one.
Sent me one. Oh my God.
I know. BJ, are you going to watch the episode or shall we tell you what's happening?
Okay, I mean,
Ooh, it's too much to concentrate
no,
on.
I mean, I'll set it up so that I can watch it. I mean, I have my phone here so I can watch it on my phone.
That works perfect.
That's perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, you
I mean,
it up?
Whatever is easiest. I don't know.
BJ, the chat is in love with you. I mean, it's just blowing up. Trip, BJ. I mean, I'm in charge of the chats, so there's going to be questions flying in, and they're all
be here. I love and miss every single one of you guys.
Why don't we watch it and then we'll just say what's happening, because I have a feeling that this conversation is going to go real off track, maybe not stick too much to the episode.
I'm there. Just let me know. I'm chilling.
Okay.
You guys. Just let me know.
I'm gonna count down to press play so that people at home can press play with us.
Yes. Oh, okay, cool. I'll pretend like I press play.
Yeah, you press play with us. Right, are you ready, Zach?
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
So where are you, Zach? Are you at the Marvel flip? Because that's where I am.
I'm on Chloe's face, but I think it's this pre stuff. So yeah, I'm ready to go. Just go ahead and hit it.
Okay, I'm gonna press play on 1. Ready? 3. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, I'm going.
Oh wait.
Right.
Did you get the clock going too?
Oh my god, every week. I'm just 2 seconds behind you, but yeah, the clock's going, the episode's going.
I'm still in the recap, so it's okay.
Yeah, me
Oh.
too.
Oh my gosh, BJ. Right, so obviously you are here, number 1, because we're obsessed with you, and number 2, because this is your debut Agents of Shield episode.
I'm excited. I know.
How was the audition process for this? Like,
God,
what was it like?
No, it's funny because I was actually running in because I was working on something else. So I was literally rushing to this audition. Okay, like rushing. And my team is like, he's on the way. He's already left. He's in the car. He's on the way. And like, I'm like going through traffic, like trying to speed. Like, keep in mind, I know nothing about the show. I know nothing about Marvel. I don't even know how big this, this appointment is. Like I'm just trying to get there. And I literally bust to the room. I think I was actually the last person they saw, if I'm not mistaken. I think I was like the last person they saw. I bust in, like, hey, glad you can make it. I was like, thank you for waiting for me. I even said, I was like, yo, thank you for waiting for me. Appreciate it. Da, 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 da. They're like, great, you're here. That's just, So I did it, knocked it out. We did actually, the audition scene was the scene that Brett and I do, where I'm like, nice, like nice plane or whatever. That's what you're gonna see in here and stuff like that. And then Brett and I ended up, I think we get in a scuffle or something.
Yeah,
so
you do. Yeah.
I was like, how did you get it? Did somebody had to die or something? I can't remember exactly how it was or whatever. So anyway, that was my audition scene, and I left, and I was just like, man, I was all over the place. I feel like I was just trying to get there, get it done. I don't think it, next thing I know, they're like, you got it. And I was like, oh, shoot, that's dope. Right? Oh, shoot. And so now keep in mind, and y'all got to give me, y'all got to give me a break here. Like I said, I knew nothing about Marvel. Like my agent, Jay, would always be like, yo, this new Marvel movie is coming out. This new Marvel movie, let's go check it out. I'm like, cool. I was like, he's like, no, it's gonna be. I never wanted to go to any Marvel movie, right? So I knew, So once I got the role, I'm like, okay, so it's Marvel. So let me just kind of do a little homework and see what the show is about, see what blah blah blah. I was like, okay, cool. Show up the set. One of the first people I feel like I met might have been Clark, maybe the second person. Clark is like, hey, welcome to the show, blah blah. Happy to have you. So have you seen any of the films? Are you all caught up? And I was like, nah, I'm good. Clark looks at me, he's like, great. Clark goes and grabs a pen and paper. He writes down the movies in chronological order. He's like, here you go, watch these.
Wow, that's
every last one. And I was like, hooked.
Yeah.
Immediately, didn't even know what I was getting myself into, became a big comic geek like instantly. But I have to respect Clark, and I thank him for taking me under his wing immediately and was like, go watch this. He didn't do it in a mean way. He didn't do it in he was just like,
you need this.
Watch this.
Yeah,
and
this could change your life.
Because like I said, everything is connected. And I didn't know any of that. I didn't know any of that. Like, all this goes together. And it just made my work that much sharper, that much crisper. And it just was like,
yeah, because you're playing
that's like the biggest thank you I could have, Clark. I mean, I can't thank him enough for doing that. And now when is the next Marvel movie coming out? He's always giving me crap. But he's like, you didn't want to watch it. Remember, you didn't. I'm like, when's the next one coming out? You want to go watch it with me? You want to go watch it? So I was just like, oh my God. But that was my audition process. And it literally kept going up until the fact when Clark gave me that piece of paper. It was like,
wow. Because you play an agent, like Garrett's right-hand man when we first see you. Right. So like that does make sense that Clark could be like, it might be helpful if you know kind of about this whole
Yeah.
world, because it happens, it's so secretive too in the audition process. The
Right,
show
yeah,
hadn't been out.
I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even know what I was auditioning for because they give they give you the code name and they don't really tell you what it is, So I was just like, oh, okay, so he's just like a kind of like a badass, kind of like smart ass, like stuff. Like I was just, so I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't, and I didn't know because I would have gone back and done even more research, So, so it wasn't really necessarily my fault, okay?
No,
so,
it wasn't.
right.
And they didn't give you other scripts, right? Like they didn't give you,
no,
so this is
no.
1 through 13.
But it was the real scene. Like you got a real, because a lot of people get fake stuff, right?
But of course the names are different.
Yeah.
Of course it wasn't even agents. It was, of course, everything was secretive. Everything was secretive. But once I showed up, I was just grateful that Clark was, hey, you need to go.
Yeah.
But over here and
you might want to work.
It was like, okay, sorry. And I showed him. I was like, oh my God, what have I done? What was I about to do? Oh my God.
Do you think that your audition went better because you were kind of a bit frazzled and it had just come from one thing and arrived and was just...
I think so, because a lot of the times as actors, we get in our heads, and so it allowed me to just live in the space. And it was like, the lines, what this situation is, what, where you everything, just go. And I was just like, I was to the point where I was like, I just didn't make it. If it goes my way, great. If it doesn't, then, hey, and it just happened to put me in the lives of YouTube.
Well, when you came on, the second you walked on, everybody was just in fits of laughter, and you could tell where you were on the set as to how many people were gathered around you, just laughing, cracking up. I mean, it was painful to get through scenes with you because you would just have this tiny glint in your eye, and then that was it. Like every single crew member was just on the floor laughing. You just have such a joy around you of like, you just crack people up.
Thank you. I mean, but it was like I tell everybody, it was one of the most fun sets I've ever been. Like it was so much fun. So much. I mean, you've been there from day one, and you're there till the end. And so it was one of those situations where it was like, you guys have so much fun, but we get the job done,
Yeah.
We crack up, we get the job done, but it goes from, it starts at the top and then it just trickles down. So however you all set the tone and the pace, that's how it is. So we made sure the work ethic was there, but at the same time, we had a good time doing it. So a lot of times it was like, all right, rolling, and it was like, okay, get it together. But you're like about to cry. It's like, oh my God, not right now. We just got to get this one part, So it was a joy and a pleasure and an honor to be able to work with you guys and just be able to come in and just literally, I tell people, there were no, as big as Marvel is, as big as the show is, as big as you all are, there was no big eyes or little U's on the set at all. And you would think on a show like that, where the entire universe is like Marvel, how big you guys would have, like, you would think that, someone would have an ego or someone would be like, you're the newcomer. We'll see you in a few episodes. Let's see, but it was just like everybody embraced everybody. It was just nothing but love. And that was one of the things that I took away from it, how gracious and just amazing everyone was on the show. And of course, come on, Lil. Everybody's like, oh my God, it's Lil. Like, I would never see you do it. If anybody was like, Lil just robbed that store, right? You got a different Lil. Lil just do it. No, you're talking like you're one of the people that you're like, oh my God, don't ever raise your voice at Lil because we'll all fight you. You're like so sweet, so like, and it's just, everybody had their own like thing they brought to the show, a personality, and it was just beautiful. And it just transferred into the character. It was a beautiful thing.
BJ, it was so fun. You've just come on screen, by the way.
Yes, and can you talk about working with the great Bill Paxton?
Oh my God, I love him. Bill, oh my God. What to say without being like, oh my God.
I know.
This scene is so funny. Okay, so oh, I love him. He taught me a lot in just a few moments that we got to work together. Like, so Bill, Bill, and honestly, this is, and I take this with me. It's a chapstick. It's chapstick or whatever. You know.
Oh, you love your chapstick.
I love my chapstick. I do. You know, I love chapstick. So, he actually got me to using this not only for chapstick but for singing purposes as well. Every episode.
Oh my gosh, that came from Bill.
It came from Bill. He had a cork in his mouth. He had a cork in his mouth before every scene. And he would be like, he would talk to me. He would be like, okay, so this scene, this is where we're coming from. How you feel like this? And, you know, every scene. And I do this, and people, when I go on, and people tell you anything that I've worked on since then, they're like, what is that? Is that what is, oh no, it's just chapstick. It just helps with my articulation. When I tell you, just like I just took it out now, like my articulation, it's just, my diction is so much better. But he would always have a cork in his mouth, and he'd be like, you know, you should get something to put in your mouth so that way you can, you know, whenever we go to do things, you know, your words aren't gobbled up and da 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 da. And so I was like, you know, I was like, okay. And I was like, I can't be like, nah, I'm good. Because this is the action. If he gives you a jewel, like it's like Clark or something, you know, if they give you a jewel, you don't be like, oh, whatever. You take the jewel and you appreciate it. So I was like, okay, cool. So I started doing this with mine. And Bill, he'd always put me to the side, he'd be like, okay, so this is where we're coming from. And it just so happens that we're coming in with duffel bags. I don't know if y'all saw that. Okay, we're coming with duffel bags. I got my bag right here that I always carry with me all the time, okay? Here's Bill for the thing. Props is coming around giving us our bags. Bags are empty. Maybe a little fluff in there. They give my bag. I'm like, all right, cool, great to do the same. They give Bill his bag next. He's like, wait, I'm coming from somewhere. Can y'all give me something else? Like, hey, like, can you put some more stuff in here? And I'm like, and I'm looking at him like, you're not really gonna do anything with it. Like, he's like, I just need it a bit heavier. He's like, B, yours is like, let me see yours. He takes mine. He's like, you got that in there. You come in with something heavy too. Give him some more stuff too. I'm like, I don't really want to carry anything heavy. I'm saying. So that was one of the things that I appreciate about it. He was like, we're coming in from real circumstances. Make it as real as possible.
Yeah.
You know, and it was one of the jewels that he brought with me, and it was just like, I was like, cool, all right. So now my bag is like heavy. He's like, let me see yours. Yeah, that feels good. That feels good, right? And I was like, yeah, I guess it does. You know, let's do the scene. I'm in my head, I'm like, I'm working beside him. I'm like, trying not to be like, okay, I don't want to mess up my lines because this is Bill. I'm like, come on, dude, like, just I don't want to do anything that's gonna keep me from knowing what I'm supposed to say. And it's, you know, and so it was just one of the things where he was just like giving me like joy. And that wasn't the first and only time that he would do that, you know? It was on certain scenes where, and I don't think, no, this isn't a scene where he turns
no,
bad.
later.
So
yeah.
So we still think he's good. So, but it was just great to be able to work with him. And he just would always give me little jewels. And he'd be like, come here. This. And he's like, I like what you're doing with this, but just what if? And I'm like, what if? Okay. And he just, you know, and it just, that small little thing changed the scene and changed the direction that I was going. He said, but we already got one. So if that's what they want to use, that's great. But what if? And I'm like, okay. And it was just like you all, it's just great when you have people. And so when I go from show to show, or certain people come in like guest stars or recurs, I tell people all the time, I learned how, I've learned different things from different shows. So I don't want to put my foot in my mouth and say I didn't learn anything from anybody else's show, okay? All right, so I don't want to say that, okay?
I was waiting for it, BJ. I was like, what's he going to say?
No, I'm not doing that, okay? Because I've learned different things, whether it be good, whether it be bad. I've learned different things. Okay, let me say this. I'll just say this. A lot of a lot of great qualities that I've taken to other shows, I've learned by watching you all on the set, whether it be directors, producers, actors. I'll just say that a lot of great qualities that my other castmates or producers or crew members see in me. Since I've left Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I have to give credit to you all because a lot of it came from just watching you all, being around you all, seeing how you carry yourself, seeing how you interact with crew, seeing how you interact with your castmates, seeing how you interact with just me. Like a lot of that, I have to give credit where credit is due. And you all are amazing, and without trying to get emotional or just like, it was very heartbreaking to have to leave such an amazing and beautiful energy environment. Like it was very rare. It was very rare to be able to be in a situation being on the show like that as an up and comer and hadn't really had a lot of work under my belt. And it goes without saying, it was most appreciated. I can't thank you all enough. I mean, I've learned so much from other shows. Like I've been, being Mary Jane, like I just like different shows. Like, I've learned a lot from like, the, oh my God, like Unreal, like just different. Like I've pulled so much from so many, but I'm just saying like being on the set, just being in the mix with you all on such a daily basis, on such a close basis, and having to be around you all to know what the circumstance, and just it was I have to give credit where credit is due. You all really helped me to like, they're like, oh my God, I love your energy. I love how you just, I learned a lot of that from you all. I'm telling you, not that I didn't learn it from anybody else. So I don't want any other show or any other my other castmates to be like, oh my God, really? You didn't? No, that's not what I'm saying. A lot of what I learned and how to treat people on set and how to just, I gotta say, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I gotta say it. But I'm just saying, don't think I'm taking from any other show that I've been on. I have to say that. All my castmates are amazing on anything that I've ever worked on. Everybody's great. Everybody, I love my crew, my cast. I'm just saying, in addition to that.
Love it. You do gather things
but
as
we
you
really
go
know,
along,
BJ.
though. But
we
yeah,
really
we
know.
know. We get
Goodbye.
it.
It's been a pleasure.
My clock has been upside down this whole time. So
I saw that, but I was like, maybe it was just my camera. Perfect.
There we go. Perfect. I couldn't get it right, 100% right, So you've clearly learned everything from me. I was the person that you learned everything from.
Yes.
Spatial awareness and clock.
Yes, exactly.
Time, knowing the time.
Well, Lil, you're just used to Colpack changing those things in post. You don't have to worry about that,
Exactly. I know we're just doing a scene of loads of CGI. Colpack was potentially going to come on today, and he still might.
Okay.
He's traveling, and so he might jump in at some point. But there's so much CGI this episode that was so crazy that I wanted him to come on to ask him how it went. But he'll be on another week. What you were saying, BJ, about like, I think so much of our show was able to have that nice vibe because we had 22 episodes. And so it was like, we all got a chance to just have so much time at figuring out, what kind of, if you mess up kind of for a couple of weeks or you don't feel like you're on your game as much, and then somebody like you comes in that like reignites energy again, and you just have a lot of time to correct behavior, and not even in a bad way, but just figure out your strategy of how am I going to make sure I get enough sleep and I'm still able to exercise, I'm still able to see my friends. For these first few episodes on it, I just didn't see any friends at the weekend, and then I was like, oh no, I have to still see friends, But if you're in something just for a couple episodes or a shorter amount of time, or you don't get that same. I feel like we all learned so much on Agents of Shield because we had
Right.
9 months
No,
out of the year.
I totally can understand that. I mean, you know, you guys put a lot of hours. Like it was just like ridiculous, and it was just. I mean, I remember having table reads, and we'd have to shoot the next day, and you all would have like tons and tons of dialogue, and I'm like, oh great, I don't have to come in for 2 days, so I'm good. Like, you know, you're like, all right, we're going to shoot this tomorrow, and I'm like, oh my god, like you had to be on your A game, you had no choice. I'm like, and you and well, Ian, yeah, I was gonna say Fitz right now, but you like you all were like the tech, so you all were like big words, one word here, A B C, big word. Like,
I don't know though, because the first scene that you were in pretty much was with Brett, and you guys had a tussle, and that's a cool relationship that Tripp and Ward had.
Yeah.
And I feel like that takes so much more work to prep for scenes like stunt scenes and fight scenes, because you have to. How does that process go?
Well, I had to teach Brett a lot of moves.
Yeah.
No, I honestly think, I feel like you all had like when I say paragraphs, like you all were like, I'm like, let me fight all day. Look, let me stay in the stunt like coordinator room all day and figure that out. Why you all do like the long monologues with the big words. I'm like, no, I'm good.
And she would rarely run those at home. Like you would rarely run your lines with me. Like the amount of time.
Because you always, yeah. You like to be, Zach likes to not have anything spoiled because he would watch the show.
Oh, so how would you do that then? Like, I mean, this is.
You just learn your lines like you would learn your lines.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's like, you just learn your lines, BJ. Duh. You know what? Forget you. I'm done with this dumb thing. Whatever. Forget. No, but you're absolutely right. But I'm like, I'd have to be in the mirror like this, like running them, like, and you're like Zach saying that you didn't run them at home. Like, what in the world?
Not very often.
There's no way. Let me go from the table read. I'd have been. Say what?
Just a few times. Yeah, like here and there we would run them, but like we would never go over and over. You just pick them up. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I don't know if it would be like that. It would be, a while.
No, it was like that. In the wings, like, come on, Lil, mess up and make me look. She'd be like, I'm like, God, I'm out. You always look. You were on it. You were on it. You guys were on it. Which is, like I said, another good thing because everybody was on their game. So I didn't have a choice but to make sure I was on my game. Like you don't want to be the one that like, shh, I got another scene with BJ. Here we go.
Oh my gosh, no! It was such a treat.
30 takes. Here we go with 30 takes. Remember this. Like no, you do not want to be that guy. You do not. So I'm like. She know that I gotta know my stuff. I'm on my stuff too, yo. Like those things. But going back to your original question, Brett, it was great. Like we like lines. We ran the choreo, the fight scene, like over and over because we wanted to make it look good because we also still had dialogue in between it. And for me, I like to have some type of activity while I'm saying my lines because it makes me get out of my head even more because I'm focused on I'm focused on, the fight scene as opposed to my words. And it's just, then it just flows. Then it just flows, once you get and then what they call it, they're like, then you just dance. Then you just dance, and it was just beautiful, and Brett and I, we were just like, I want it to be as real as possible, and it's just, it was just great. It was a night. It was great just to be able to come in and be like, I'm about to kick some butt on my first episode. What? Well,
do you think your first episode was your favorite, or did you have one throughout kind of that like
you
sticks
did so
out?
many. How many did you do?
Only did 3. Only did 3 episodes. No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how you do.
I was like, wait.
Not enough. Not enough episodes.
Not enough.
I'm gonna look now how many you did.
I don't remember how many I did, but it was quite a few. And but it was great, especially when I had fight scenes. I mean, and you know, it just felt, you know, Ward and I were always in competition, and I'm like, I'm not your competition, but it was just like, you know, it was just always like Tripp and Ward. So then it became like a versus, like, are you team Tripp or you team Ward? You know, and it was just like, oh my God. But then you'll see Brett and I like hugging outside somewhere, like, yo, Brett, what's up, man? What's up, man? You know? Like,
oh my gosh, it was that. Yeah. Are you team Brit or you team Tripp or you team Ward? Yeah. Yes. Oh my God,
and they made it a thing. You know, they made it a thing. And, you know, and it was funny because in my DMs, people really took this serious. And they would curse me out in DMs. Like, who do you think you are coming on the show thinking you can take over? I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm sorry about that,
this
BJ.
Is make believe.
I'm sorry. It was, I got.
I knew it. I knew. Okay.
I saw the line
right now. Come on, we got to get this popping. Where are you right now? Give me the address. Let me know where you are.
You did 21 episodes, BJ.
Did I? Wow. I didn't feel like it. It didn't feel like it. Wow. Not enough. Still not enough.
Still not enough. Remember your last table read? Oh my gosh, we were all in floods and tears.
It was crazy. Yes. I didn't know that. I don't know. That was hard. I mean, I became so close to everybody on the show, you know. So leaving you guys on that table read, oh my God. And like Ming and I, like we just, you know, we became like we do it all the time. Hashtag 2 peas in a pod. We became so you heard one of us, like we were always together. Always, you know, so we became 2 peas in a pod. And, you know, once again, it was one of those situations where everybody just took me under their wing, you know, and there were no big eyes, little U's. You see me in the corner with somebody, or you see me in the corner, like you guys are like, being on the set, like being on that set is an experience. It's a beautiful experience. And it's like, you hope and pray for experiences like this when you go from set to set, you know, like, I love all my shows that I've always been on, okay? I've learned certain things, different things.
We're getting it. We're getting the number one spot.
I'm not doing this with you all, okay? Make it clear I've learned different things from different shows, okay? All right? So I love all my shows. I love all my castmates, okay? You hope and you pray that each project that you work on, you have the energy and the work ethic and the genuosity. Is that a word? Genuosity? Is that a word? You would know, Lil.
Great. I would know because I just figured out how to put the clock the right way.
Oh, okay,
that feels perfect to me as a word.
It's not a word, then we just made it one. Okay, so
it is now.
Okay,
hashtag
so
genuosity.
You to be genuine as it was on.
Yes.
And so, you know, the last table read, I was good, but you always. Do you want to talk about that or no?
Yeah, let's do it. I feel like most people watching this are caught up.
Say what?
I feel like most people watching this are caught up with the show.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Right. So I just finished for the day, and they were like, "Yo, they want to see you in the office." And I'm like,
"Oh no,
you want to see me in the office?" I know. You never got that. You never got that. Okay, you never got that memo. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, "The office? What you mean the office? I'm going home." They're like, no, I want to see an office. I'm like, they're like, no, they probably want to just, you know, go a different direction with your character and stuff. And then I was like, oh, okay, great. Okay, you're right. When I tell you that was the longest, you know where the stages are all the way up to where it's not really a long way. It's not really that far. When I tell you that was the longest walk ever. And I get in the elevator, come upstairs, and I'm walking down that little bitty hallway.
Oh no.
Office. And I'm like, okay, they want to see, you know, okay, I'm cool, I'm still good. And right when I get to the door, I see it completely in my head how it went down. Right when I get to the door, I see everybody sitting in chairs, sitting on the desk, and everybody just looking at me. As soon as I walk in, my heart drops. And the first thing I say is, how does he die?
Oh.
I felt like, how does he die? And they're like, BJ, we love you. You know we love, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's the first thing I said. As soon as I saw, that was the first thing that came out of my mouth. How does he die? Nobody said anything. I walk in the door, I'm like, how does he die?
Oh.
Yeah, we love you. You know, it's just the story. The story has to keep going. And I was like, how does he die? They're like, it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be amazing. And I was just like, and they talk, and they were just like, we love you. Everybody loves you. We love. I'm like, I said, no. Let me just say, it's been great to be here. I love you guys, and I was like, and they were like, nobody knows yet. We haven't told anybody, and so,
Ming's
but
gonna leave
of course,
the show with you.
Yeah. Say what?
Ming's gonna walk out of the show.
I know, right? I know.
As
right?
you go.
I know. I love her to death. I love her to death. It's so funny though. Because when I'm getting ready to leave, I want to say it was Mo, if I'm not mistaken. I'm almost like 100% it was Mo who walked me out the room to the elevator, and she's like,
"Yeah,
we love you," and I was like, keep it together, B, keep it together, keep it together. So then I go down the elevator. I'm still cool. I get my stuff out my trailer. I get in the car. I have Sammy with me, of course. So,
Sammy is your dog. Your beautiful,
dog.
perfect dog.
Yeah, Sammy's my dog. I got Sammy. We get in the car, and literally, I'm just driving and bawling, just driving and bawling, just boo-hooing, right? And I think it's the first time I've ever shared this detailed story. Boo-hooing.
It's just us, BJ. It's just us.
Yeah.
I know, it's just you two. Yeah, so nobody else is gonna know, and no one else will know this. I'm glad I could just share it with you two. But anyway, I'm boo-hooing, I'm driving home, boo-hooing, because we just immediately jailed. Everybody was just like, it was like, man, like immediately, you know what I'm saying? So we drive home, and then all of a sudden, my phone rings, and I look down, and it's Clark calling, right? Ignore, drive. I don't want Clark to hear me crying. You know what I'm saying? I'm driving. 30 seconds later, Clark calls again. Ignore. Driving. Don't want Clark to hear me cry. Clark just calling, right? Ignore. I'm driving. I live in Studio City. So I'm in Century City. That's where we're working. So this is a long drive home and nothing but tears. I'm like, away. Just like drive, Clark. So then Clark leaves a message on my voicemail. So I'll listen to his message and see what he has to say or whatever. His message was, he says, I just found out. I'm going to keep calling until you answer.
Wow. Bless him.
Until you answer. And I hit him back. I don't know when I hit him back or what. I don't even know if it was. I had to have hit him back that day. But he was, he was just as hurt. He was like, I just found out. But it was like, once again, that's the type of love and affection that everybody had on that set. Here's Clark. Number one, I'm just a recur. In my head, I'm just like, I'm a recur. But at the same time, I'm like, we all had that energy but here it is, Clark taking time out, because he just found out, like, let me call B and check on him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it just meant so much to me, that he would do that. And just meant so much to me that each and every last one of you all were just like, you all found out. It was just like, I'm like, no, we're not gonna do this. So then at the I had already cried like 2 or 3 days before we did the table read. When and I wasn't trying to go around and tell people because I didn't want people to be like, oh, B, we heard, I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't want to cry anymore. So leave me alone. I'll see y'all at the table read. So I didn't want to bring it up anymore. So then when we get to the table reading, then we get to the scene where, and I remember the room immediately. Like I remember everything about that day. And we're sitting at the long table at the kitchen. We were in the dining room. Remember that? We were in the dining room. That's where
they moved us to a bigger room because everyone wanted to be there.
Right. Everybody wanted to be there for my death scene. So, right, exactly. So everybody was there. It was, and so I was like, oh my God, okay, I'm good. And so we get to the scene where I go back in to help Chloe, and I don't leave the cave. I jump in. She's like, what are you doing? And do you remember when Chloe's about to read it and she stops and she gets up, she comes over and hugs me. She's like, BJ, no. She's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to read this. Do I have to keep reading this? was like, no, we good. Come on, let's read. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. And she starts reading. She's like, she doesn't want to read it. I don't want her to finish the read, because if you don't read it, then it doesn't happen, right? That's how it works. You don't read it. So she's reading, and we finally get through the episode or whatever, and everybody's just like quiet. And everybody's like, and then and they're like, yo, B, and I'm like, listen, guys, everything, I'm good. That's how I went down. I was good. And I was like, no, guys, seriously, I appreciate it. I'm good. Like, it was just like, and it just done. And it just became a whole waterworks of room. And but that just shows how much love and compassion and just friendship and familyship that we all, shared in just a short amount of time. I hadn't been there long, and it was just it was by far an experience on set that I will never, ever for my life take for granted, ever forget. Like I'm so detailed. I remember where I was sitting. I remember when everyone was sitting in that room. I remember the exact room. I remember the long walk that I had. And as soon as we get back to the makeup trailer, they walk in, they're like, what happened? Like, everybody's makeup was just, they're like, what happened? And then that's when they find out that my character's dead. And they're like, no, oh my God, no, and it was just, I never felt so much love, and that's the truth, honest truth. Like, I never felt so much love, just even on an exit, you know what I'm saying? Like, even on the exit from the YouTube thing that you all did with the ABC, hashtag trip was, hashtag trip alive. Wait, I can't remember. Hashtag, oh my God, Trip Lives. That's what it was. Hashtag Trip Lives, the ABC thing, like they did, like everything. Like, it was just, I'm telling you, like, it was such a beautiful experience. And every single castmate on the show, every single producer, every single director, every single like writer, like, every crew member, every cast member, it was just so much love. And you pray for an experience, and you just hope for an experience like that, being an up and coming actor. And that's something I will never, ever, ever take for granted or ever forget. It was just, and it's just, it's amazing. It's amazing. You can't. This is the energy, Zach. You've been around for so long.
I was gonna say, I've. It's an amazing group of people that really has just welcomed. I mean, as someone that's like a significant other to the show and being around everyone, it has been such a warm, welcoming atmosphere from the very beginning.
Right.
I was under a lot of legal duress for it, because like, there's a lot of lawsuits that I would be under as well for leaking anything else. Of course. But
of course. You did great. You handled it like a champ.
Yeah, you did. Did you know coming in how many episodes you were gonna
No,
do?
honestly, I think they told me it was like and they actually told me this is supposed to be like a guest star, maybe recur like 2 or 3. And when I went in the room, when they told me, that he was ready to die, they actually told me, they were like, your character wasn't even supposed to be around this long. They were like, we loved everything about, what you were doing with the character.
That's just amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was just, it was great to hear that, and to know that, I was only supposed to be around for maybe 2, maybe 3 eps or something like that, and they just kept me around even longer,
That's amazing.
That's nuts, isn't it? 2 or 3. Yeah, and then you did 21.
I was only supposed to I think they said 2 or 3 or something like that, but they extended it, longer.
Well, and you were on another show at the same time, being Mary Jane, right?
Being Mary Jane, yes. That's why I said I've learned so much from everybody, okay? I have learned a lot, okay? So I'm not taking anything for granted. I've learned so many great qualities from different shows. I made that very clear about 10 minutes ago. I made it clear again about 30 minutes ago. However long we've been on this thing, 39 minutes, 26 seconds, all the other stuff, okay? So I need all my castmates, producers, writers that I've worked with prior to this to know that I did say this, okay? Okay. So yes. Okay, I was working on another show at the same time. Oh, and fun fact, so crazy. So of course I had the beard on Agents of Shield.
Yeah.
So my other show, actually, okay, so it overlapped about one episode of Being Mary Jane, because we were doing another season. So the season's finale of Agents of Shield overlapped with Being Mary Jane. Being Mary Jane, I'm the baby of the family, and my face was completely shaved. Okay, so my team was calling. They're like, okay, let's see if we can make the first episode of the new season where you grew out your beard, and then they just show you shaving later on in the episode or something like that. Because I flew in to do the last episode, that I had to fly right back to Atlanta to do more scenes. And so I'm like, hey, you're not gonna let me come. There's no way. I've already been doing the scene. I've been doing so many episodes with a beard. There's no way I can come in without a beard and just, because we were in the middle of the episode, so there's no way the scene, because it's only one scene that I have to shoot left, and that's the scene with Bill Paxton where he gets killed or something like that. We're in some big, like, I forgot how he dies or something like that. It's the scene where Bill Paxton gets killed or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
And that's the only scene they have to shoot. And I'm like, there's no way I do a whole episode with the beard and then we have that one scene without my beard. That makes no sense. I said, so listen, come on guys, is there any way that we can somehow make this work to where I can keep the beard and they just show me shaving it off in maybe like episode 2 of Being Mary Jane of the new season? So
I love it. You were trying to change their show and keep this show.
I was trying to, because I had already been working with, we were in the middle of this episode. We were in the middle of the episode. Like I didn't have a choice. Like it just made sense.
How stressful. Yeah.
Stressful. So they're like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to both. You get on the I land, I have to shoot the next day. So I don't have a beard. So I need to know that as soon as I land. So I'm on the plane. They like, don't panic. We're gonna take care of it. So I'm on the plane. I'm like, oh my God. And that's what I was like, they're gonna fire me from Agents of Shield. Look, as an actor, you like to have as many balls and like juggling as possible. So I'm like, I ain't trying to lose no job. I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna fire me. I was like, I'm gonna get fired in the middle of this episode, and they just gonna be like, oh my God, Trip died too. Something mysteriously. They just gonna make it up. So I'm like, oh my God, I do not want to lose either one of these jobs. So as soon as I land, they call the showrunner. They're like, PJ, which is my character, Paul J. on the show, they're like, he's the baby of the family. No, he doesn't have a beard. He's not gonna have a beard. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, oh my God. I said, there's nothing we can do to keep I was like, I can shave like in the next episode. So they're like, no, start like, he doesn't have a beard. He doesn't have a beard. So then it goes, I gotta shave. So then they call back to of course, hair and makeup. And they're like, okay, he doesn't have a beard. Okay, we're gonna have to figure this out then. I shave and I'm just like panicking. They're like, BJ, I've talked to them, stop panicking. They're gonna make it work. So when I show up to do the last scene of Agents of Shield, I have no facial hair. I'm bald. So I walk in the makeup trailer, they're like, you see them, they've got hair in like this little Ziploc bag. Okay, they got this black hair. They're scissoring it up. You know what I'm saying? They're gluing stuff on my face, right? Because I have like this, like this. I'm like, it's got to look just the same. It's got to look exactly, because I shaved it a certain way so it looks like badass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I walk out and they clipped it up. They had a picture right here of what it was supposed to look like. And I go on set and people are like, oh, what's up, B? And I'm like, nobody notices it yet? And then they're like, we noticed it. We're just not saying anything. On that scene, they did no close-ups of my face. There were no close-up. They kept there were no close up because they did a great job for what they had time to. Let me tell you, I was happy with it. I was like, this is what we had to do, but there were no close ups.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. The thing that you would never think about. A beard being this thing that just becomes your center of your universe for a couple weeks.
Yeah. So then once they, all right, cool, wrap that. They were done with that. It's like, there you go, and head on back to Atlanta. So I once again, I'm grateful that they were able to both make it work somehow. And kept jobs. Didn't get fired from either, and it was just
the beard still looked good. You just missed a close up, which is a shame.
So yeah.
You had 20 other episodes of close-ups, though, I guess.
Okay, 20 episodes. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey, the episode is finished.
Oh, is it?
You can tell because my clock has stopped.
Oh, well, the clock stopped. Okay.
So now I invite a couple people in to ask a question, BJ.
Okay.
So if you want to get your diction real good, feel free to use your device,
Do my Bill Paxton real quick?
Yes. Okay. I'm going to see if I can. I wonder if I try to
It's so good to see you, doll.
It's good to see you.
Okay, here comes
you all talk
Jacob.
to anybody. Tell them hey, tell them I love them. Brett, Ian,
I will.
Everybody. When you see or hear from them, please tell them I love them. Tell them I say happy holidays. Tell them I miss them.
I will.
All the above, please.
Oh.
Little old BJ said I miss and love everybody. Whether it be crew, casting, producers, writers, doesn't matter.
Oh my gosh, I will. Definitely. Hi.
Hello,
Can you unmute? I'm going to ask you.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I didn't get to change the name, but I'm Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Nice
Hello,
to
Sarah.
meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for being here. Do you have a question?
I wanted to ask BJ, how did he feel about coming back? Like when he came back for the framework?
How did I feel? It was like it was one of the biggest. I don't know if you could. I don't know if there was any like behind the scenes of how many hugs and kisses we all did when we all saw each other. You remember like the first time I came back, like it was. They were like, okay, we got to get this shot. Stop hugging. We got to get this shot. Like seriously. Like, and then we'd be shooting, and then somebody else would come over and like, oh my god, I love you. I remember Clark texted me, and Clark was like, yo, I'm grabbing an acai bowl. You want my acai bowl? And I was like, what is that? He said, don't worry, bring it to you.
So
Clark came and brought me an acai bowl when I returned to Asian shit. I was like, dude, what did he say? You'll love it. And now Clark put me on acai bowls. Like I'm telling you, like it was like a huge reunion. I couldn't stop kissing everybody. I couldn't stop hugging. This is before COVID, okay? So I couldn't stop hugging and kissing everybody, but they were yelling at us like, we gotta get this scene, okay? We got it. Okay, you can hug them after the scene, but it was just I was ecstatic. When I found out, I think, and again, once again, I think Mo hit me when she was like trying to figure out how to get you back. I was like, oh my God, I'll do anything. I don't care. I'll come back as a broom, a mop. I don't care. Just bring me back. Like, I don't care. Just put me back on the show. And it was so amazing to be back with everyone. Like, seriously, if there's some behind the scenes that you can, like, it was ridiculous. Really. Like, it was like Christmas all over.
It was such a fun season. Did you like the framework, Sarah?
Oh.
Did you like that?
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
It was
everybody's roles switched up. Yeah, it was crazy.
Like, feel
but
free
I was excited to see Brett back, BJ back. I was like, oh, Trip.
Oh,
yes.
Thank you.
Trip lives.
Yes, Trip lives. I was excited to be back. Seriously, like I mean, just the love. Like I'd be at Starbucks or something, and people would literally come up to me and they'd be like, you're back. And I'm like, it happened. They're like, you don't know me, but I'm so grateful that you're back. Like I've had people tell me that my husband I've been at cons, and so this lady came to me. She was like, when you died, my husband literally threw the TV across the room. Like literally, she's like, we had to get another TV. Like, so it made me feel just as great to be back as you all seeing me back. Like, it felt great because I missed you all just as much as you missed me. Like, you just never know what type of character you just fall in love with, where you're just like, you have him so much, you're just like, I don't want to see him go. Like, I missed him just as much as you all missed him. Like, you know, and so it felt great to be able to come back and be able to share with you all because like I was talking about earlier, like I knew nothing about Marvel. So now that I was in, I was like, I was a big kid, like, oh my God, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? What? Okay, wait, do I get to be in that scene? Like I was the big kid, like sitting on the couch looking at the TV, like, what are you all doing? I want to be a part of it, you know? So it was beautiful to be back and be able to share with you all, and you all be able to share with me. Like, you guys are great.
So fun. Thank you for your question.
Thank you for having me on.
Feel free to stay. Feel free to stay if you want. It's up to you. Kevin's gonna come in. Yeah, because BJ, like, we live with these characters for so long that then all of a sudden to then not be them
snatch it. Yeah, like it was just like you just got something taken away from you. And it was like it felt bad. Like it just like I missed it. You know, even like when my show Being Mary Jane ended, like you go through a period of like, oh my God, I'm not doing that anymore. Like it was like, you know, and it was just like you just, and you're just like around you all so much. So I'm like missed it. You know, it's like when my show I came and hung out with you guys on set, even though I wasn't filming with you guys anymore. I just wanted to be a part.
Kevin, like, hi guys.
Hey Kevin, what's up?
Good to see you all.
Can you mute your
Can you just hold on? There we go.
We do that every time. Kevin, what's your question?
Well, I got a question for you, Lil, this week. You were commenting earlier about all the CGI, especially that scene with you and Ian with doing the virtual file system. And that's really kind of like the last time I think we saw much in the way of the hologram stuff. So was that kind of fun for you to, you know, have one more chance to do all the hologram stuff?
Yeah, it was that was the kind of the biggest hologram we did, I think. And you're so right, we did sort of stop doing it.
Yeah.
I don't really know why. I wonder if they ran out of money. They probably were like, we need BJ BRITT in this for 21 episodes.
BJ's quote has gone up. Yeah, BJ's quote's up.
Yeah.
I think we're all agreed that, you know, cutting the holograms, keep BJ around was definitely worth it.
Exactly.
We love you, BJ. We all, you know, every one of us. I'm in a chat group that's been chatting about the show throughout the last several seasons, and we're all just such great fans of you and your character. And I was really thrilled that Lil could have you on this week. So that's great.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm serious. I was ecstatic when she hit me up and told me about it. I was like, anything for you, Lil. Done. You
were. And BJ, where can we see you next? I know you have a Christmas Dilemma.
Oh, Christmas Dilemma. Yes, that movie comes out. I did a Christmas movie. It comes out tonight on TV One, 7 p.m.
Tonight? That's amazing.
So I gotta go. Yeah, as soon as I leave here, I'm going to do some stuff for that. But it comes on tonight at 7 p.m. on TV One. And so I'm also doing a show that streams on UMC called For the Love of Jason. And so we're just excited to be, you know, constantly working. It just feels good just to be, you know, and I think Lil has me on a bunch of other, no. Yeah, no.
Every week.
Every week. There you go, every week. I'm like,
you'll get annoyed at me. I'll send you a little Zoom.
It's me, Lil is back. Hey.
You're welcome anytime, every week. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for your questions. This is the part that I let in 100 people. That is my waiting room limit, and we wave goodbye, BJ, and it gets a bit chaotic and crazy. So I'll say thank you so much, and we love you.
I love you. Happy holidays, everybody. I love you.
Happy holidays.
Please tell everybody I love you. Thank you. It has been great. Thank you for having me. I feel honored and blessed to be up here with you guys. And thank you.
You're amazing.
Thank you, BJ.
I'm gonna admit all. Zach, thanks for manning the ship as always.
And please feel free to hit me up. I am BJ.
Can you say come on, girl?
Hello?
I'm such a
Hey, Merry Christmas.
It's Zach.
Oh.
Hello,
Hi, Lil.
everybody.
Give me 5 minutes.
It's
Oh my
BJ.
gosh.
Hi.
Hope
Guys.
you have a great week.
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
One.
Hi,
BJ.
Serene.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi,
Hey, what's going on?
Chaotic Christmas.
Everyone,
It's like sensory overload.
Hi.
I ain't mad at it.
people keep asking, can you say "Come on, girl"?
Come on, girl.
guys.
No worries.
BJ.
Can you say your
Hi,
caption?
Zach.
Guys,
Bye,
are
guys.
you?
Guys.
Gosh, lovely everyone is.
Thanks for coming this week. I hope BJ gets to come back at some point again.
Come on, girl.
Thanks.
Nice.
Guys,
I love you.
Everyone, bye. Thank you,
Oh my
Lil.
gosh,
Thank
so
you, BJ.
many of
Thank you,
you.
Zach.
Thank you so much.
love you,
Hi.
Can Trip say his catchphrase?
I love that,
Can you
like,
say your catchphrase? I can.
I'm because
Bye, everyone.
Hey, Trip.